What's going on, guys? Welcome to Everything Always. My name's Michael Roman, aka Allfires. Now, if there's been one constant since Marvel's groundbreaking announcement at San Diego Comic-Con 2019, when they announced not only their new Disney Plus slate, but most of Phase 4 as well, is that there have been no constants. Very few projects throughout Phase 4 have not suffered a delay, and while you could easily blame the pandemic for a huge portion of that, what's also true is that no movie studio in the history of cinema has ever attempted to release this many interconnected projects all in one franchise sequentially with almost no downtime and double or even triple the amount of movies and TV shows any other studio is doing. Really, by all metrics, it's amazing, and as I've said in the past, we probably should treat every slate announcement as subject to change. Today we have an enormous update coming from a Twitter scoopster with huge reveals for what Marvel is actually looking to do with Phase 5 and 6, stretch it out a couple more years so that they can fit a ton of films that are seeming to set up Secret Wars in. We're going to break down the latest from this Twitter scoopster and what he's saying about a major shift to the Phase 5 and Phase 6 slate. But first, if you could grab the subscribe button, we do daily Marvel content at the channel, and that's all we do. Everything from official Easter egg breakdowns, trailers, and reviews to the occasional industry insider report and everything in between. So if that sort of thing's for you, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment down below. That will automatically enter you to win our ongoing PS5 giveaway, which the next one will coincide with the release of Ant-Man and the Wasp, which is just over a month away. So again, all you got to do, be a sub, leave a comment on the video, and if you want, stick around to the end. We get into all the giveaway stuff again there. Okay, so today's massive update comes to us from the Twitter scoopster, Great Phase, and I always tell you guys to take everything that doesn't come directly from Marvel Studios with a grain of salt, but I'm also willing to give a lot more reverence to an industry insider or a Twitter scoopster who's willing to put their name on something and post it publicly, so take this how you will. He starts by saying shift in movie slate 2025 will now be Fantastic Four, Armor Wars, likely Spider-Man 4, and Shang-Chi 2. Marvel has decided to fast-track another Doctor Strange movie to come before Kang Dynasty, and they want Derrickson back to return. That rumor has also showed up in a couple of other places that Derrickson's already in talks to return to direct Doctor Strange 3, which Great Phase continues by saying will come out in 2026 alongside Kang Dynasty and the heavily rumored Eternal sequel, which has been seemingly confirmed by multiple actors here in the past over the last year, but not announced by Marvel Studios. He also says they are exploring moving Avatar 4 up to November or delay it back a year to give Secret Wars the December slot instead of having to push Secret Wars all the way back to May of 2027. Again, according to this update from Great Phase, Kang Dynasty will now be 2026 instead of 2025. Guys, I've been on record since that original announcement. They will not put out two Avengers films in the same calendar year. It's simple economics. So if Kang Dynasty isn't coming till 2026, then we're not getting Secret Wars until 2027. Again, it's just simple math. You don't put two of those kinds of movies in the same year. He goes on to say Armor Wars will be a West Coast Avengers movie. Ultron will return. Expect to include Rhodey, Vision, Ironheart, Wonder Man, as well as Kate Bishop and potentially Shang-Chi. He then says that 2024 will see Disney Plus release Echo, Wonder Man, Agatha, Coven of Chaos, and Daredevil. Daredevil is the only one of those that's been publicly announced and slated for 2024. Agatha is supposed to come out at the end of this year. Echo is supposed to come out summer of this year. Wonder Man not announced. Apparently both of those series will be delayed until the following year. 2025 will have Vision Quest, Midnight Angels, and Moon Knight Season 2. All of those have been confirmed by industry insider trades and editorials with proven track records, and of course they're going to give Oscar Isaac another chance at a series before Secret Wars. And he concludes that part of the update by saying they are looking into doing a Kamar-Taj set series to tie Doctor Strange 3 as more magic users will be popping up. We actually have a video coming on that later, so we have separate updates from different industry insiders about what that Strange Academy spinoff might look like. He then continues by saying the Midnight Angels series, and again, remember Ryan Coogler actually signed his media group to a huge deal with Disney Plus, so he's actually going to be doing multiple huge scale projects for Wakanda within Disney Plus, the first of which will be Midnight Angels, which Great Phase says, quote, will be the culmination of the world forces trying to invade Wakanda. It will be a spy action political thriller focused on Okoye and Nneka on a special strike force to take out foreign military operations and delay the war. Midnight Angels will be a Disney Plus Game of Thrones level series. Expect all major Wakanda players such as M'Baku, Nakia, Shuri, all of them to appear. Val set to appear as well. And while like the Strange Academy part, we're also going to do a separate video on this in the days to come about Okoye and where she is now with Wakanda. It's hard for me to see how she's going to make her way back, but ultimately loyalties die really hard, especially for characters as disciplined as her. She may find that she leaves and finds her way back home. That may be what the series is about. In the meantime, if there were any of you who are disappointed, we were going to get Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars both in 2025. Then it was 2025 and 2026. Now it's seemingly 2026 and 2027 if this is correct. Honestly, guys, to me, the longer they take with it, the better. It sort of felt like those two Avengers films were coming awfully quickly and they had not even gotten into the stories yet for a lot of these characters. Doing a Doctor Strange 3 to explore incursions, what's going on in that storyline, and then use it to set up Clea is probably a great idea before something the scale of Secret Wars. And the more projects they have, the more time they can spend with a lot of these characters, especially if things like Armor Wars and some of these other series are going to become more major team-ups as we get close to Secret Wars. More and more screen time and dialogue for characters, more and more that we can understand their motivations, really just care about the characters before we see them in Secret Wars. And let's be clear about this, some of them are going to die at the hands of Kang. If you thought they got out of the Infinity Saga rather unscathed with just some major sacrifices of two characters, Kang has already said he's killed a lot of Avengers. I suspect not everyone we see is going to make it out of the Multiverse Saga alive. One other thing I will mention about this update from Great Phase is that it seemingly omitted a couple of projects that we know Marvel Studios is looking to do, including Ms. Marvel 2. That's been heavily reported from within the industry. They initially wanted to fast track that, and we're even going to try to shoot seasons 1 and 2 at the same time. And as I've mentioned in some recent and previous videos, it was actually a huge financial success for them. So Ms. Marvel 2 is coming. She looks to be a prominent character in the Multiverse Saga. I suspect it's going to find its way onto the slate too. That's what makes me feel even more comfortable saying Secret Wars will most likely be in 2027 if Kang Dynasty is going to make its way to 2026. And I take this all the way back to the prologue when I said just expect everything is subject to change. I am not a Marvel apologist, guys. Quite often I get on their case and I feel like I care a lot more than the average person, but what I will say is that no other movie studio has to do anything the size of this, and really they do those huge announcements at San Diego Comic-Con and D23 so that we can get hyped. They've gotten a lot better at just putting times of years and no actual release dates on things, and look at what happened last year and what's happening this year. We have no idea the release dates for any of the shows on Disney+. They have to give us dates for the movies because those are planned out years and years and years in advance. In fact, they already have dates on the calendar for 2027 so that they can move these movies into those slots. But for the Disney Plus shows, we have a relative time of year, a season, and nothing more, and we won't find them out until we move through these projects. We don't have a release date for Secret Wars, even though that may be in May. We don't have a release date for the rest of the year. Marvel Studios is doing the best they can to do fan service because they know this drives the hype and that we want to hear these kind of things, but we should do them the courtesy and give them some leeway. Remember that all of this is subject to change. You should just expect it at this point. For me, the longer it takes, as long as they get it right, I'm totally okay with that. But guys, let me know all your thoughts down below. How you feel about this, if you agree with me that Avengers Secret Wars is not coming out the same year as Kang Dynasty, and of all these projects they're talking about, which are you most hyped for? I'm all ears as always. Quickly, let's get into the giveaway stuff before I let you go. Okay, we're still going to continue to give away PlayStation 5s now that we've hit 1 million subscribers, but instead of doing them at major milestones, because who knows how long it's going to take before I get to 1.1, we'll just do them to coincide with the release of Marvel movies, the next of which is coming in February with Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. So if you want to be entered to win, or for any of the other prizes that we'll announce throughout the year, all the same rules will always apply. All you got to do, be a subscriber, then leave a comment down below. Because it's truly random, the more videos you comment on, the better chance you have of winning. All winners will be announced at the end of videos, the same way we're doing here, live and on the video with your comments shown on screen. So guys, please be vigilant on my YouTube channel, really any YouTube channels that's happening across the platform, or any platform, as I've seen this on Instagram as well. No one will ever ask you to contact them on a third-party app like Telegram or WhatsApp. No YouTuber will ever ask you for shipping. We will not tell you you've won in comments. Anybody can use anybody else's photo. Remember, if you think you're interacting with an official account, you've got to look for that verified checkmark. And if you're still confused, click the account name and see where it takes you. If it takes you to a blank channel, then they're all fake. And guys, I've seen this more now than ever. You would think in 2023 we would have figured out a way to combat bots and scamming. YouTube says they're onto it, but have not really taken care of it, and it's been going on for a year. So I can't not stress this enough, guys. Please be vigilant. Remember, no YouTubers trying to get you for shipping, no YouTubers telling you won in the comments. If you see those comments on my channel or anyone's channel, please report them. You're doing everybody a service. My name is Michael Roman. You can find me in a couple of places, Instagram and Twitter at I'm Buyers. You can also find me on Spotify, YouTube, Amazon, Apple, iTunes, wherever you listen to original music under the name Allfires. And while I sincerely appreciate you checking out my music, thanks for checking this channel out. Stick around. We'll be posting again real soon.